Okay, day 4, this stuff is getting hard. I popped out to drop off my phone to the office. I did that last night because it was empty, so it was going to be very, very quiet. And I could quickly get in while still in quarantine, wipe everything off and get back out again. And honestly, I'm finding myself getting more and more irritable with the people that I'm living with, more so than normal. Jokes aside, you will find this is all part of the well-being of being in isolation, is being able to laugh about this stuff. You're going to get irritable, you're going to get irritated by people, small things. I got annoyed earlier because I dropped some crumbs on the floor and I was like, oh, I need to smooth it. Normally I'd just be like, okay, but I mean, this was, really annoying for me. So just be aware that if you're in isolation, and if you're multiple people in isolation, or you're living with other people, then you probably will get irritated by the smallest things, and that's okay. All right, you just need to remember to give yourself your own space and time, and just acknowledge that this irritation is down to your situation, and you'll be able to manage that situation a little bit better. I think in addition to that, if you are stuck in the house with everybody else, what you really need to be doing is ensuring that you're still following all of the guidance in washing your hands regularly, disinfecting, wiping down after yourselves. It's inevitable. Some of us have to cook for other people, so you're not gonna, all of a sudden be able to isolate yourself. If you've got 2 bathrooms, then maybe you need to, be clever about who uses which bathroom, separate towels, all of this kind of stuff. And so just be that much more aware of each other in your homes as well, I think is the message. But also be a bit more aware of the people in your locality. So at the moment we're seeing pictures of, unfortunately, pensioners going shopping. There's not enough on the shelves. See who's organising collections for them. See who's offering help, offer to help them. But also while you're in your home, you can still actually help them by just ordering things and having them delivered to certain locations. So find out what people are doing. And if you're feeling maybe you're not doing what you would do, then go ahead and do that. But the most important thing about your well-being while in isolation is that you're adding value, and that you're continuing to do something which helps you focus your day. That brings me to my full painted face quite often on these videos. So somebody said to me yesterday, you never look ill. No, because I put my face on and then I put a filter on. And that's the honest truth. But you got to do what makes you feel good. And the other thing I do is plan my day. So I'll set myself a couple of things that, okay, I know I'm going to want to do. Maybe it'll be something like, doing all the washing. Maybe it'll be something like, I sorted out all of my drawers, and I have a lot. Today, that was my little task. And it could be some of the stuff that we spoke about in the last video, which is small things like your timeline. So I realized, because this is on selfie camera, you're not going to actually be able to see this as I'd intended, but it was just a very crude timeline of my life, and this is some of the reflective work that I mentioned that we could be doing. So if you have a look there, so I was born in 81, that's right, I am 39, don't bother doing the maths, I know I don't look it, again, makeup filters, and then you move on to 97, so you just pull out some of the most important dates. So 97 is when I finished GCSEs, and 2003 is when I graduated, 2006 when my nephew was born, and a lot of crazy stuff happened during that year as well. And then life kind of just plodded along, and there's other things which, obviously for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be putting everything, but it's just an example of the things that you can add on. What that does is it lets you reflect on each decision that was made, or what happened around that time. So what I can do is give you the example of 1997, I guess, in my life. So that's the year I left school, and that's when I decided to go down the line of psychology. When I look back and I think to myself, okay, why psychology? I realize it's because at that time, in the Asian community particularly, there just wasn't that level of understanding about the creative arts and art and design, graphic design, all of that. And that's where my passion was. So I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm pretty good with people, so I guess I'll just pursue that line of work. Coming forward to today, I'm in a fortunate enough position where I can now go back to those passions, and I can start exploring them again. Obviously, this is not a piece of work that I've started doing since being isolated. This is something I started before, but it's an example of the kind of thing you can do during isolation. Now, why would you do that in isolation and then be stuck with, oh, but what can I do about it now? I'll tell you what you can do about it now. It doesn't matter what your socioeconomical background is. There's places like the Open University that do loads of taste of courses for free. Okay, so I went on the Open University website earlier, and I'm telling you, you need to explore that site, and you can even do courses for free. So I'm going to keep posting about the simple little things you can do that help you reflect and come back stronger mentally from this isolation.